Hey Darren, so you've talked a little bit how we're still in the build up for this season. So talk about what you saw from tonight that's exciting you, and maybe what you'd like to build on as we head into the true home opener on Saturday.
We got to score goals. We got to not make mistakes. Tonight was very frustrating. I've talked about what our preseason was like, but that's not an excuse. We created enough opportunities to score goals tonight. Our quality just wasn't there. We made mistakes defensively. All 3 goals, I think, are correctable. And I felt like in Charlotte, we had done very well defensively and didn't score. Gave up a very tough goal. Here, we gave up 3 goals that are uncharacteristic of the structure. So, a lot of work to do.
The match started with 4 Richmonders on the pitch, 6 total in the 18, and then 2 more former VCU players in Dak and Jonathan. What has it meant to have talent we can pull from this community as they add to and then eventually become some of the veteran talent we have here?
Yeah, there's no question. We're bullish about going local. We can't just go buy players, okay? We have to build them. So we're really happy that those guys are there. But again, everybody's got work to do. We got to get better.
And then James Vaughan found the equalizer towards the end of the first half and then managed to make 2 more pushes late in the second. Talk about what he brings to the squad, both on and off the pitch.
Yeah, he's passionate. He cares. He's fighting and doing things. Scored a great goal for us tonight to get us back in it. We let him down. We made mistakes that we shouldn't have made against a team that I think we're probably better than. But on the night, individual players got us.
Darren, let's start with the positives. Tonight we saw this team, the Kickers, build out through the wings. I was kind of saying it's kind of like the Man City-esque goal. You get down to the byline, cut it back. How impressive you see the Kickers constantly kind of do that over and over again. Granted, it didn't come off in a goal, but you guys were able to create multiple dangerous chances through it.
I don't think it's indifferent to Charlotte. I thought we created a lot of chances, particularly in the second half. Our quality just wasn't there. We just didn't have the quality, and we're not as fit as we need to be. But again, we're getting to where we need to get to. We just got to get sharper.
You talked about it, the individual errors on all 3 goals kind of hampered this team wherever it seemed like the team was building momentum. Do you think at any point Virginia dreamed the physicality, the ref more or less not calling the calls the way you wanted them to, but do you think that kind of seeped into the Kickers' head where it changed their game plan at all?
Well, I'll tell you, the second goal with the foul that they called on Simon and gave him a yellow card, I mean, that foul was happening all over the place and he wasn't calling it. I'm not even sure it was a foul, but there's no excuse. They whipped the ball in and we didn't defend well enough. A guy had a free header. So, we got to do a better job. That's on us.
Tonight we saw Griffin Garnett out there put up a good performance as well. James Vaughan had a nice striking goal. Do you walk away this game? I know it's on a negative, it's on a cup set, but do you walk away this game with all right, this player showed me something that we've seen in practice from him?
Well, what we're learning is that we have a top 11, 12 guys, and we need them on the field. That's what we're learning. James Vaughan's part of that. He's been fighting to get in, so that's great. We need competition in spots. We need to be healthy. In order for the Richmond Kickers to be competitive, we got to be healthy on the field.
And last but not least, you guys got AV Alta on Saturday. I'm pretty sure you watched their previous 2 games. How are you looking to that matchup? And sometimes they say the best thing is, when you have a tough defeat, is just getting right back on the field. So how far are you?
Yeah, we talked about that in the locker room. It wasn't good enough. The guys heard that too. We made errors tonight that we shouldn't have made, and we lost the game because of it. So the good part is you get a couple of days and you get another opportunity. But AV Alta spent money. They got a great roster. They're going to high press us. They're going to counter press us. We're going to have to be clean on the ball, and we weren't that tonight.
Hey, James, obviously, so you had the equalizer late to put the team back in it, and unfortunately second half didn't go the way we wanted. But talk a little bit about being on for the whole 90 and continuing to push and what you were saying to the guys to keep them focused and in it.
Yeah, obviously it's a tough result to take. Difficult. We had chances, early doors to try and create something. I think we were playing to the game model and we were getting opportunities, maybe not just put it in the back of the net, and ultimately that's what killed us at the end of the day. Yes, I was able to get a goal and kind of put us back in it, but I think it was a team effort. Great ball by Griffin down the line, and Simon great ball to find me inside to be able to get the opportunity. Just obviously disappointing. Kind of always look at try and look at the positives out of the game, but we'll regroup, look at the video footage tomorrow, see where we went wrong, and try and capitalise on the weekend to get 3 points.
James, once again, I just want to ask you this. Take us through the goal, like your thought process as you're just taking that strike in, the thought process afterwards, you see it hit the back of the net.
Yeah, Look, I know I probably should be taking more shots in those kind of areas, and I've worked hard to try and get in those pockets. It's something that I've tried to bring to my game, not just being kind of a 6 and try and be in that 8. Yeah, like I said, Griffin played a great ball down the line to Simon, which really broke the lines, which opened up for Simon. Simon took a great touch inside. You know, I checked my shoulder and just kind of tried to find a pocket where I knew I could just try and take a touch and hit it. And yeah, fortunate enough to take a good touch and set myself up, and yeah, capitalised on the space they gave me and was able to put it back in the net.
Having a physical midfield that you guys faced tonight against Virginia Dream, how tough did that make it for you guys to kind of get into a rhythm of dictating the pace at certain moments?
Yeah, I mean, you know, with these teams, if you kind of play to their strengths and you know, it can become a dogfight, right? You know, our strengths are getting the ball down and playing and breaking lines early, and being a very technical side, you know. And look, credit to them, they've done a good job in trying to break our rhythm, and we did find it hard, especially in the second half, to try and find those pockets. And you know, look, teams come to these kind of places and know exactly what they want to do. You know, they might sit in and defend, you know, and take a lot of pressure, but look, they had a lot of fast guys. They played to their own game plan of trying to capitalise on having fast guys, and at the end of the day, we made a couple of mistakes, and that cost us. We have to look at that at the footage tomorrow and make sure they don't happen again.
And last question, you're a veteran player, there's other veteran players on this team. I'm pretty sure there's been a plethora of tough results, but how do you mentor those young players who haven't had a moment like this with the kind of egg in the face, losing in a cup set, to not to have them go into that slippery fall of it? Yeah, look, that's football, right? I've been around the game long enough and played in plenty of those games where these kind of situations can arise. And look, we knew that as a veteran player. You know, these games sometimes are tougher games than league games because of that. You know, teams come here, it's a cup final for them, you know, and you have to turn up, and if you don't, they're always going to put their maximum effort in, right? And if we don't match that as a minimum standard, then these games become tough, you know. And with these youngsters, it's a great eye opener, you know. Teams aren't just going to let us play on a nice grass pitch and let us dictate play, you know. They're going to come at us because that's exactly how they don't want us to play. And yeah, at the end of the day, we just got to make sure that we don't get too high in the high moments, don't get too low. You know, we need to keep steady, keep staying together as a team, and we'll get the results.
Thanks for taking the time, Matt. Real quick, just, you know, obviously not the result we wanted, but talk about, you know, pre-match stepping back on to start back in City and what that meant for you and what it meant to see this community.
Amazing. I never thought I'd be on that side of the white line again, but like, the result isn't the one that we wanted. It's not the one I wanted. It's not what the fans wanted. So yeah, it is what it is.
Tonight I want to ask you this about Josh Kirkland. We saw moments where you were talking to him constantly throughout the game.
Yeah.
What qualities do you see out of him? We saw some of the hold-up play. We did see him slip a couple of times here or there. But what are some of the qualities you see out of him that makes him a solid number 9?
He's a dog. He's a dog. He works hard for the team. I think he's still learning his own game at the pro level, but he offers something different than Emmy. Obviously, we know what Emmy offers. So it's good to have a different kind of striker. And Josh brings that energy. He brings that doggedness. He's definitely willing to learn, and you know, I really like Josh. And he had a shot in the first half where, if he bags that, it changes the game. And you know, you guys will see that all season, I'm sure, from him.
Last question. Obviously tonight did not go the way you guys wanted it to, and you guys had the cup set. But
yeah.
How do you take this loss and make it a lesson for those young players who haven't quite experienced this on that level, and try to push them forward to get to the heights you guys want to get to?
Well, it's a bummer because the first 2 games of the season were actually good. You know, like obviously we lost in Charlotte, but I thought we played well. The way we came back into that game was good. We didn't deserve to lose that game, I don't think. So to come out here and not show out in front of the fans is really disappointing. I'm sure the young boys who didn't get to play, didn't get the minutes that maybe they wanted in the Open Cup in front of the fans, probably saw the disappointment in the locker room. You know, some things, you know, speak louder than words, you know what I mean? But our goal is, as a full group, 25, 26 guys and the coaching staff, is to come back on Saturday and win in the league.